Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. My name is Frozen Melon, and today we're team on with our Mage Arena Run. So yeah, we are now 2-1 with this deck, which is quite good. I said these decks are going to be coming, I think, quite a lot more problematic as we come up with these wins. So anyway, let's jump into the next one.
Jaina versus Malfurion.
Okay, Druid this time round, so
You asked for it.
need to be semi-aggressive on this one. This hand is not the best to keep. So we'll toss everything. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 4 drop. There we go, not bad. Might coin this on turn 3, I don't know. It's a 50-50, which one is better? Force into hero power is good, but I don't want to draw cards, so we'll leave it for now. They'll probably pick both. It would make sense for them to. Yep. It's kind of frustrating when I see stuff like this, especially in the early game when I've got no pressure on board. Because you can't really exchange the tempo, and actually that's fine to play here. Get it off. So I don't know, I think it's always the one thing that Hearthstone's kind of lacked, especially in a way that, like most of the card games go, is the value generation cards start normally creeping into that sort of like mid-game to late-game aspect, so you can generate your value there, where you have your aggro tools that kind of just sacrifice the value for tempo. Let's get them fun and put this health on board. And kind of that's the way that they've always been, with some of them kind of doing some like early game card draw and control tools. The problem with Hearthstone is like the value cards are also at the early game, meaning the fact that if you don't get a good enough start in some of the control matches, by either generating value or being more aggressive if you're not the more control-y type deck, you can just lose games based upon that information. Like my opponent has literally kind of neutral the card advantage loss so far, which is kind of frustrating because there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, here we'll just play this. I want to keep the spell in hand because I think I do have some spell mechanics that kind of work together. But next turn we are playing this down, so I wonder if they're going to play the spell they've got at the moment, or they're just going to play a minion. They're going to play the spell. Yeah, of course they are. Now here I want to try and keep this alive as much as possible because I know that they've got extra spells in hand. It makes it really frustrating for them just to play them outright. That is kind of what you want to do in these sort of matchups. But yeah, it's one of those things, I mean, you kind of feel it more when sort of in constructed areas. So like all these value generation cards they end up building up and they're making sort of like, oh yeah, I get this, I get that, I get this, I get that. It becomes more and more frustrating. Okay, so yeah, I will just play this out here. I want to make sure that they can't just like buff the board, do something stupid. I'll play this out as well. I'll push that face. So yeah, I sacrificed the Yeti here to make sure that my Ogromancer stays alive with full health. I believe it's more a frustrating card for them to deal with right now, hence why they put more stuff on board to try and trade into things. Yeah, it doesn't work the way you wanted it to. And look at that, I was 100% right, that's what they wanted to do. But again, this is what I mean with Hearthstone being weird sometimes, is intuitively you think every one of those bees would get one attack, because it would hit, then die, hit, then die, hit, then die. But no, because it's a spell, the ordering is they all hit, then they all die. Because they all hit at the same time. And it can really lead to some stupid scenarios, like the one you just saw, where my opponent thought they had a good kill on that.
Your tour ends here.
We'll ping that here. Here it's best.
Mind if I roll me?
Make all minions cost 2 more. Any spells they now play are going to give me 2/2s with taunt, and any minions are going to cost 2 more, so they can't play anything that costs less than 6 mana as a minion. This kind of locks them out of most plays, and hopefully still maintains the win for me. But I think my opponent literally has just left the game after the bees play, yeah. But yeah, trust me, from my opponent's perspective, I understand that, and I understand how bit you can get over it, because, yeah, apparently order matters, and you really need to understand the mechanics of the game to be able to be like, oh yeah, that's going to work like this, because sometimes they're not as intuitive as people think they should be. But anyway, if you do enjoy the video, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.